vision for people at the Land Port Authority of India. Now here I discussed 3 different philosophies of leadership. My first thing was that let's not focus on leaders, but let's focus on leadership, which is a process. So instead of the individual, we look at the process. And then we discussed 3 philosophies of leadership where we said that one is the trait theory of leadership, which says that there are some personality traits which lead people naturally into leadership roles. So I discussed some of those traits by virtue of which people can hone their leadership skills. Then we talked about the situational theory, which says that sometimes an important event or a situation can actually bring out extraordinary qualities in an otherwise ordinary person. So how do you adapt the most appropriate leadership style depending on the situation that you find yourself in? And the third thing that we discussed was something that comes from the behavioral theory, which said that people can learn leadership skills. People can choose to become leaders provided they perform certain behaviors. So we talked about behaviors, we talked about things like fortitude, getting over the fear of failure, we talked about introspective reflections, and most importantly, we talked about every person having the possibility of becoming the leader as well as living a life which is based on his or her own dreams rather than somebody else's expectations.
The domain of land ports, we have not had much of knowledge creation because these institutions are little recent, especially in the context of Indian subcontinent and the neighborhood around here. I think the history may go back to just about 10 to 15 years. Unlike the seaports, which have been there for, I would say, centuries, and the airports have also been there now for many decades. So it was important to create the knowledge for this particular domain, which has to be distinct from the seaports. This year, we have managed to launch our own annual capacity building calendar, which not only does trainings for our staff, but also we have involved the neighboring countries so that they can also benefit. So the focus is on general managerial capacity development. The focus is also on expertise in various aspects of land port operations and management. And the focus is also on some of the aspects which are important to the trading community, which mostly get guided by the initiatives of World Trade Organization. And also in India, we have the NTFAP, the National Trade Facilitation Action Plan, that also guides some of the capacity building programs that we have taken up. One of the initiatives that we saw today of the MasterCLaaS is a part of that. And with MasterCLaaS, the idea is that we invite experts in various domains and they should come and talk to our people so that we not only focus on the narrowness of the profession that we are in, but on the width of the knowledge that is around us, so that we are able to contextualize our position in that whole width or the whole sea of knowledge, so to say.
Land borders are, both sides of the borders are people. So it can be a meeting point of people, it can be a meeting point of trade, it can be a meeting point of culture. So this is what should be the lookout of Land Port Authority of India, which was expressed by the Honorable Home Minister in our last year's foundation functions, and he actually explained the Pancha Sutras that we should work on. One of them, most important one, is connecting people to people. I think that is what is also required in terms of leadership for Land Port of Authority to go and reach to the vision, realize the vision for 2047, that is transformative leadership. That means whatever is the existing infra, that infra needs to fit in the frame which is visualized for 2047, and for that a huge amount of capacity building, a huge amount of efforts in building and budding leaderships also is required. The 30 years of experience of working with different agencies, including government, private agencies, NGOs, has in fact reaffirmed my faith in transformative leadership. Mahatma Gandhi has come from a very humble family, and he was supposed to be a barrister working in a faraway land, earning money, taking care of his family. He to become the Rashtrapita was not envisaged at that time. So this is a very good example of a situational leadership. But I think situational, whether situational or behavioral, or somebody who is born as a leader, all these exist in every human being. It only depends, and those leadership qualities comes out, as is said in case of Lord Hanuman, that he had this extraordinary powers, but till the time he was not aware about those powers, he could not realize it. I think the same is true for every individual.